Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Tonight's show, my second chair tonight, Etty's not here, so my new second chair is Bumi Hoshanda. How are you, Bumi?
I'm fine, thank you. I wish Esty was here.
Etty
was here. I miss her already.
I miss her already. And Sawyer's not
and
here.
Sawyer couldn't make it either tonight.
So now you moved up from our legal advisor to official co-host.
Well, I hope this is only a very temporary state of affairs.
Oh, gosh. I was going to give you a raise, too, from 0 to nothing. You lawyers always get screwed.
I'll take the raise.
Anyways, and of course, we have my beautiful, delicious friend here, the Hasidic rapper.
Yep.
He's helping me out today. You know, Bumi, I fell down. Today I went into a building with HBD and I had to break into the building.
Oh, my God.
And then I climbed in through the window, and Penny's, my partner's, making fun of me. You're too old to do this. And I climbed in and I fell in and I hit my rib. And it was hard. They laughed at me, you know, the director and the inspector. Oh, you know, tough guy.
I'm glad they find it amusing.
And I wore my leather jacket. You're the tough guy, the contract. So I hurt myself and I got up like a man and I walked around and I went back to the office and Penny saw me hunched over. He says, listen, old man, you shouldn't do that. But I finished my shift. I did it. And I went to a wedding tonight with Mechzini.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Well, God bless you. You look beautiful.
Sharp.
You really look sharp
really
tonight.
Sharp.
This is a prelude to when I run for councilman.
Ooh,
I like that. I like
and
that.
How was your Purim, by the way?
My Purim was wonderful, and it was wonderful coming to visit you last night.
I know you were my last guest after a whole day.
That's
and
right.
the Hasidic rapper, he came with me on Monday night. We went to a guy's house. And people just thought I was the owner of the house, and the owner kept pointing to me instead of them going for money anywhere else. They asked the Hasidic rapper.
Oh, which reminds me, I
and
have to
Heshy
thank
gave
you,
money.
Heshy, for
Don't
that
worry
very-
about that.
Actually, I want to thank you for that beautiful, generous donation you made to our organization, Americans Against Anti-Semitism.
I told you.
Everything helps, you know. And
you
it's a
got it.
beautiful
Thank you.
Heshy.
You're welcome. And you told me
To you and to Linda.
to me.
by the
Well,
way, for both of you,
it's really me, but I have no choice to give her. It's Linda.
Well, your wife
I
is
know.
part of the team, you know.
She is. She was really her money. She was bitching today. The market, the market went down again today.
I think something like
Now's the
2,000
time
points
to
or
invest.
something.
Buy stock.
It's not.
Buy stock.
It's not to buy stock. I don't know what's wrong with you people
It's
with the
gonna go back up.
coronavirus.
I think in a way, our friend is right. I think it's going to rebound. The only problem is that exactly when is that going to happen? I wanted to ask you about that, Heshy.
I'm going to talk to you about that because I have a bunch of numbers. I did research today,
Okay.
and it just doesn't make sense, the numbers, and you have to explain it to me, but we're going to talk about it right now. As you know, we're going to do our quote and joke today. I don't have to tell my official buddy co-hosts that are going to help me when I run for city council that you better laugh today. Etty's not here. She's been doing good. But anyways, we have Chamula Jewelers, 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. Chamula Jewelers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or bring your own jewelry to redesign and freshen up. Chamula Jewelers. I have nobody to help me today.
Shamula Jr.
For it to bring out the beauty in you?
Not the beauty.
No, that's a different one. Wait,
No, we've got
which one's Etty says that's so
that's
beautiful?
the next one. We've got the sparkle for you.
We've got the sparkle for you.
Come on, Hasidic rapper.
We
Do
got
it in
the
Etty, if you're
sparkle
out
for
there, I'm
you.
trying my best. I'm sorry that I can't do it as beautiful as you can, but God willing, next week you'll do it, Etty.
She's at the airport picking up her kids.
We got the sparkle for
Visit
you.
us. Visit them again. 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. Then we have ttstyles.com, Tehila Tishla, Tehila, TEETEESTYLES.com, 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842. Hair's, wigs, makeup. Really, tonight's wedding that I went to, she did the hair beautiful. Beautiful. I was very impressed. And they're blondies. Blondies are very hard to do hair. And she did a good job.
So is this where we say she will bring out the beauty and sparkle in you?
Not this part. You're okay, Bobby. I love you.
I'm trying. Etty, forgive me.
She brings out the beauty in you.
The beauty in you.
718-675-6842 Tehila Tishla. And of course, we have Green Line Building Solutions.
Green line.
718-871-0382, located on the corner of 16th Avenue and 54th Street, 5318 16th Avenue. Again, 718-871-0382. I forgot my own number, 718-871-0382. We help you with all your violation removal, constructions, permits, plans, expediting, and anything to get you out of trouble. We even have constituent services for 2 hours a day. Pop in with an appointment, without appointment.
Heshy, that reminds me, you're working on a very important one for a client of mine. and I think it had to do with a Department of Traffic street-related
DOT,
violation,
DOT, yes.
violation, and the other attorney has been calling as wondering everything is moving along. What can I?
We're trying to work it out
Right.
because they have problems, issues on a closing. Yes,
Yes,
and that's what we
correct.
do. We help the lawyers to get rid of the violations. We come up with ideas, and then we get
So this one will soon be taken care of as all the others.
But again, I go through the motions,
right.
and sometimes they cooperate. DOB, we had 2 inspections on Monday. One was a stop work order vacant. I ran to both,
Okay.
and I got it. When they put a stop work order on your building, they do it in 10 seconds. To remove it takes 2-3 weeks, and you have to keep calling them and stay on top of them. And then they tell me they lose the paperwork. It's just not fair. That's why when I run for city council, I'm going to be in charge of the DOB. I'm going to give them a hard time. I told people I want to fire these commissioners. How do you torture citizens and then make them stay out of work another week because you don't feel like entering your paperwork?
Right.
It's just terrible.
But rumor has it, by the way, Heshy, around town, you're the best at it.
Exactly.
Nobody, there is
Thank
no
you.
other individual or
They
company
come
that
to me
does
with
it the way you do it. You do the hardest ones that nobody else can get
hard,
done. You're the one that gets them done.
Today I had a girl. She has problems with her neighbor, just for 2 inches, and the guy tortures her, and she got a stop work order. I have everything set for tomorrow's inspection. So I went to her place, and I do a pre-inspection, and I said to her, listen, I want the place spick and span. It's not a storage facility, not a garbage, and she started doing it. She had 2 workers doing it. The neighbors came and called DOB. She says to me, Heshy, they're taking pictures of me. I said, they're calling on you. She says, no, they wouldn't call on me. And we looked online, they called. They said, get everybody out of my building. I'm going to come and check it out and do it. And she loves me. She says, wow, Heshy, you're always right. It's not that I'm right. I'm prepared. I know everything that can go wrong, and too bad. I know it costs money, but they're looking to get you, and I'm going to stop that. When I get into that city council, whatever, we'll talk about it when I officially announce. Green Line Building Solutions, 718-871-0382, located at 5318 16th Avenue. And this is my favorite company, Fallon's Corp. Wonderful lady. Really, she's such a nice girl. Located at 3132 Bedford Avenue. Beautiful clothing for adults, teens, children. 718-325-6667. 718-325-6667. Or 718 Fallon's. And then tonight's wedding is by Wolf's Grocery. He made a wedding.
Really?
Yeah. I was there.
Delicious food.
Yeah. Didn't you have a good time at the
I had an
schmorg?
awesome time.
We couldn't stay for the wedding. The Russians know how to throw a wedding. Wow. Just the schmorg was out of it, but the actual meal is great. So Wolf's Grocery, located at 2362 Nostrand Avenue, corner of Avenue J, between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. You can reach them, 2362 Nostrand Avenue, 718-252-1863. Now, I had a friend when me and Hasidic rapper snuck out at the chuppah I forgot what
Because we had to go to the show.
At the ceremony, we had to go to the show. I saw 2 other guys sneaking out, and the wife says to me, "You better not say it on the radio show. I'm not saying your name, but you snuck out of that show, Alex, and you beautiful lady. We caught you." 718-252-1863. $25 rent-a-car on 18th Avenue, Coney Island Avenue. Get into a car Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Stay in it for $25 or minivan $35. 718-851-2000. 718-851-2000. He's very good, and he's a client of mine, and he helps you with your insurances and everything. Now we're going to do my quote and joke for me. Are you
Let's
ready?
hear it. I'm ready.
So this is my quote that I actually when I was speaking at an event, I believe this, and somebody was questioning me, Heshy, oh, your quotes, you're stealing. And I tell them this is the reason why I do the quote, and this is what the quote is about. And every morning I believe this. This is why I do it. If I have inspired to have good thoughts and do good deeds, if I'm at peace with myself, it has been a successful day.
Amen.
And that's what I do. I wake up every morning to try to have good thoughts, to give other people good thoughts and a smile. And at the end of the day, if I can make one person happy, like the Hasidic rapper made me happy the other day, I have a great day. And I know a lot of things go bad, and I'm going to tell you some other things.
I agree with that. By the way, Heshy, I always meant to ask you, are a lot of these quotes your own, or do you take them from different places?
I do a lot of research. I look at different presidents. I've read a lot of books throughout my life, and I remember a lot. Sometimes there are some television shows that you hear a quote, and it's
on
like
TV, and it's
it
so
gets
memorable,
to me, right? And
very poignant.
And I want to tell you a story. So I've been writing. My father passed away when I was 13 years old.
I know.
So I started to write my own book about my life story. Everybody has their memoirs and so on. I've been writing a book. It's already about 900 pages long. I
No
cut it down.
way.
Yeah. So
No, leave it
it's a
900
whole
leave it.
story of all the secrets I've done. I'm not going to tell you stuff, but a lot of things that I've gone through and a lot of stuff that I've helped people with that
Should be
nobody
very
knows.
enlightening. I
It
look
is
forward to
very
reading
enlightening.
it. It should make
So
some read.
I have notes, and I have hundreds and hundreds of pages of notes of different quotes and things I think up. So I've written my own quotes.
Quotes
Something I
as
wrote
well.
something for the book. I wrote a part of a story. Something there was a little fibbing on I have to exaggerate the story a little bit to make myself look better. And stories I used to make up for my kids. When my kids were little, I used to turn on the Spanish channel, and we used to watch Spanish. I was trying to learn Spanish with the kids. It didn't work out. So my kid says, "What did the
You
people
were
say?"
watching the Spanish dancers.
So, right,
You're supposed
you're
to
a
be
bad
watching the
man.
language.
So I'm watching my little kids, and my little boy says to me, "What are they saying?" So I used to translate with him. The guy is screaming why he doesn't have enough candy, and because Spanish people are always screaming, and I don't understand the language, but somehow it sounds like they're screaming. And the other guy is fighting why he didn't get the cotton candy. My son is saying, "That's not what they're saying, Pop," But anyways, that's what I used to do. So I have a lot of notes, a lot of little stories.
900 pages.
The book is 900 pages now, and I have to cut it down. I was told by
What's
an
wrong with?
editor.
Oh,
I
by
can't have
editor.
it to you.
Is
You
Boomy
bought the
going to
book.
get at least an honorable mention somewhere within the
You're
book?
already in the book right now. I've been writing, every day I write a joke and a quote. When I talk to people and they tell me something funny, or if something happens to me, something funny, I actually write notes. I learned that from Joan Rivers. Always write it down. Keep it on the side, lose it, misplace it, but something you refer. And I have a whole bunch of my whole home office is packed with file cabinets of notes and jokes and quotes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of it.
She used to do that, Joan Rivers?
Joan Rivers, you should see her file, and I try to copy her file cabinet. So I've got lots and lots of stuff, and I actually something to go back, or I pull open a file to do it, and I make new notes. So I do have a lot of this stuff. Sometimes I come up with something cool, and I make a little change on it. And yeah, a lot of this stuff
We're
is
going to
mine.
put on the cabinet. It's
Awesome.
going to say Boy Joan on the cabinet. We'll make it.
My boys always liked it. But here's my joke, and the jokes
That's
are my own.
Okay.
But sometimes, again, if I see something funny or somebody tells me something funny, I steal it. But I try to make fun of my family, because that's a bit like my niece gets angry. Why did you tell the story about me? My brother came over Purim, my younger brother. He says, "You got to stop telling jokes about me. It's not fair." Because he's a respectable boy in the community, religious. I said, "What are you talking about? You're a funny kid, and you made a lot of mistakes, and I like to talk about it." So, Shia, this joke is not about you.
Heshy, can I say one thing quickly?
Yeah.
I heard once, if you believe it in your heart, then it's yours truly. So even if it's someone else's, it's your quote.
I do believe it. If it pertains to you, and you know what, today's joke is about my wife Linda. Linda doesn't mind when I make fun of her.
Careful now.
I know. Anyways, my wife Linda asked me to take her to a cemetery recently to visit her father's grave. So again, I'm only 50 years old, but each time I go to the cemetery, like everybody else, I begin to feel extremely uncomfortable. But I go quite often. As we were driving to the cemetery, Linda asked me, where would I like my final resting place to be? So I said, I don't know, but I'm sure we'll get there someday. And as we pulled up to the gravesite, all of a sudden, the GPS blurted out, "You have reached your final destination." Me and Linda bursted out laughing. And
Did it really do that?
Yeah, I
Bursted
swear.
that out?
Yeah. It was like, wow. I said, "Linda, let's get the hell out of here." Yeah. Okay. Anyways, our show begins right now.
Our show begins.
And of course, like every talk show, like everybody in the whole planet's talking. I don't know what to tell you about the corona stuff. And now I'm going to give you some numbers. The corona has over 1,000 people in the United States that are affected with it. 212, to what I understand, in New York City. 212. Now, the corona worldwide is 115,000. In the U.S., there are only 31 deaths. Now, don't get me wrong; it's bad. But if you really want to, get crazy, around the world, there's 2,462 deaths so far recorded. There's 60,000 people just from the flu alone that die every year.
I was about to ask you that.
60,000 people, and we are screaming, and the whole world is collapsing over. Now, don't get me wrong; 31 deaths is bad.
One death is
One
not,
death
is
but
bad.
you have 60,000 from a ready-made flu, and this is what we're crying about: of 31 deaths in the U.S., not New York City. Okay, New York
Look
City.
at the stock market.
Right, the stock market, trillions of dollars are crashing. The stock market, another 1,400 points.
Empires collapsing left and
It's
right.
crazy. Do you know that there was 300 murders last year in New York City? Nobody's saying a word about the 300 murders. People are walking around with guns, robbing, killing, and murdering, and this is what we're worried about.
And then after finish, they let free.
They let them go free.
Let them
I
go
know.
free.
We're going to take a call on the show right now. Hold on. I bet you it's my delicious friend Eddie. Hello.
Hello, Heshy. This is Eddie from Dyke High.
Eddie from Dyke, I just want you to know, I just said that it's you calling and you're wonderful. But did you hear my numbers? 31 total deaths in the United States, not New York City,
Yeah,
and
Heshy.
212. But we're freaking out. Only and worldwide, by the way, 115,000. We have it under control. Israel only has 91. And I want to tell you something, Eddie. You know what I read right before I left the office, Boomy? You're going to love this. Scientists at the Israeli Institute of Biological Research, it's called Nes Zions, are expected to announce completed development for a vaccine next week.
Vaccine,
Yes,
really?
that's correct.
Now that would
Eddie,
really surprise them because they said about a year, Heshy.
No, I heard it was much sooner. Eddie, I wanted to ask you,
Yes,
is this a deliberate media-induced
absolutely.
scare?
Tommy.
Tell me about this.
Because
Tell us about it a little bit.
Before I go into that, I want to
Yeah.
compliment Heshy because I liked his quote. He had peace with yourself, which is a hard thing to do sometimes, and his jokes at the expense of his family. So
I know. Listen to
you
me.
got 2 for 2, Heshy.
Just for your knowledge, my phone just rang, and that's my brother Getsy. I know that he's already complaining. You can't make fun of your wife because he was expecting me to make fun of him that he stole my blue label from the house. You know what he did, Eddie? I wasn't home one day. My brother came to visit me, and he sees on top. I don't drink. They all know I don't drink, so I get gifts from a lot of my clients when I do something special. I get blue labels, and I put it on top of my china closet like a little wall. And my brother walks into the house, and these blue labels are worth $200-300.
Yeah.
And I give it out to a party or to a poor family or when I make a wedding. And my brother looks up, he says to my wife, one of those blue labels. She says, "Oh, I hate liquor in this house. Take whatever you want." Now, my brother, instead of taking 1 or 2, I swear to you, Eddie, the man climbed up on a chair and he cleaned me out. I come home and I noticed that the blue labels are missing. And I went over to Linda. "What happened?" "Oh, your brother Getsy came over and took it all." I said, "Are you crazy? I'm going to push you out the window right now." So I called my brother Getsy up. I said, "You better come back." He says, "I'm in Lakewood. Your wife told me to take it. Go jump in the lake."
Is your wife getting even with you for something?
For making fun of her on the radio.
I guess so, Eddie. You're right. And yesterday when I was telling the story to all my guests, I told you, Eddie, to come to the house. We had minimum at least 100 people or more coming. People coming dancing. I posted on my WhatsApp about 30 kids coming to dance, and it was so cool.
I saw it was amazing.
They were jumping up and
Wow.
down, screaming Heshy.
The house was shaking.
It was great. I had people coming from morning till late at night. We were cooking. Me and Linda were just cooking all day, feeding everybody.
I
was
helped
a
my
lot
When
mom
I
with the
saw it, I was
groceries.
screaming to my mother, "Ma, they're rioting at Heshy's house. They're rioting."
It was a
What
good.
about your neighbors, Heshy?
You know what? My neighbors all had guests. They came to my house.
Oh,
They,
good. That's
yeah,
great.
my block. They all come to me. They make fun of me, not the council. They call me the mayor. They just want to make fun of me because they know I'm not going to win the next election. They say, but when every one of them is in trouble, who do you think they come to?
You.
They come to
That's
the
right.
Uncle Heshy.
That's right.
But
Now,
yeah.
listen, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I would like to
Because I've been
talk about
thinking about this. You know what? I think the reason is, one, they do it because it gets ratings. They love. I swear that I think they're a bunch of sadists. They love to inflict fear in people.
But that's bad. That's not nice. That's
Well, yeah,
fear mongering.
Yeah, that's how the Democrat Party operates, Hesh. And
Eddie, before you go on, I want everybody to know, you want to call into the show, 718-303-9090, 718-303-9090. You can watch us live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Again, call into the show. Any questions you want to ask. Go ahead, Eddie.
Okay, and the second reason, at the time they're building up ratings, they're trying to insinuate that Donald isn't handling this properly, so they can put blame on
Donald Trump. I mean,
That's right.
when the tornado hit over there in Nashville and Tennessee and
Right.
knocked them off the map, Donald Trump got upset and he threw a tantrum and sent the tornado down there.
Now,
It's all Donald Trump's fault.
But I want to ask you both a question, and don't get upset with me. I have a little issue sometimes with God, but because I get angry at certain things. I'm going to tell you what happened later in the show with somebody that again I had. My question to you is and the rabbi was saying, a lot of people, God is getting us back for not behaving, not helping our fellow man, and it's God that's doing this, which I don't believe in that. I mean, of course, God, he could stop it, but this virus, God is punishing us. That's what some rabbi says. Could that be?
Go ahead.
It'd be a terrible thought, because if God is merciful, that wouldn't be. You can reconcile mercy and a God and awful things that happen in this world. And in my religion, the best they can come up with is this the hereafter that matters, and this is just a prelude to that.
I'm
That's
not sure.
very hard to accept.
Can I say
Eddie,
something?
I would make a suggestion, Eddie, perhaps God isn't affirmatively using the virus to punish anybody, but he sure as hell is staying out of it right now. He's letting it go on, and he's letting various things happen in the world. Like he allows things to happen because he feels that maybe, he should not stop them from happening because the people don't deserve that he intervene in order to stop it.
So the rabbi,
and this is nothing compared to wars. Think
That's
of what
correct.
humans have inflicted upon humans through
Right.
history.
I had a rabbi come into my office. I had a priest come into my office, a friend of mine, Father Antonio's, and he told me, you guys don't understand. Both of them, they gave me almost the same answer, identical, both religions. You don't understand that. You think it's bad, but there's a reason for it, and you'll understand it all in the later life.
I think,
and this is not only a rabbi, a priest, which I
yes, that there is a. I'm beginning to realize that there's an overlap of those two religions for certain aspects.
I think people brought it upon themselves. They're not clean. They're not washing. Not taking enough showers. Sometimes we do things to ourselves, and it's out of God's
I just want you to know the Hasidic rapper helped me with a young man and who is not taking care of himself. He's not clean by himself. The Hasidic rapper, under my guidance, which I'm so proud of you, my brother.
Thank you.
He went in. He made him pack up his laundry. He picked him up from the floor. He made me give him a what is it? What did you? A cot. And we cleaned up his place. And he took him to the laundry. No, thanks to you.
Also me, but
he took him to the laundromat. And again, when you're dirty, of course you're going to get sick.
Yeah,
and you have
well, in the immortal words of Rabbi Israel Shore of Temple Bethel, he always used to say, cleanliness is godliness.
Wow.
But, nonetheless, I don't think it's a matter of actual people not being clean that brought about the virus. I think it just helps to spread it. It's not helping it, but the actual what caused the virus, that's something else. Where it started.
What did cause the virus?
We don't know. Somebody says China, they were eating live animals.
That's also, I heard about that, and it kind of sounds rather disgusting. It's hard to imagine, but I heard that they do actually, some of them at least, do actually eat dogs and snakes and rats and cats.
I saw a video of them
horrifying.
eating live. It's crazy.
It is.
Not to mention, they do everything clandestinely and they cover up things.
Yeah.
That's what you have when you have a communist regime and socialist.
Somebody told me that every couple of years they want to, Eddie, this is some idiot telling me on the street today. He says, people are living till 90, 95. We don't want them because they're taking up or more. So we want to wipe out the older generation. So
wait. In the last administration from Obama, he had an advisor that was talking about just that same thing, Heshy, that these people are not worth, shall we say, hospital taking care of in a hospital, whatnot. So we have to just ease their pain with painkillers and let them die.
How disgusting!
Centaurians.
That's why we're moving. We're advancing in science. We're advancing in time. We're advancing in every which way, and precisely so that we can have older people, we can have longer lifespans, and
enjoy. That's in the 1930s. If you were born in the 1930s and 1940s, your lifespan was 55, 60. Now we're able to live till 95 and 100. And don't be greedy because there's enough room on this planet. There's enough places, enough food. Like you look, first they have oil prices raised to $60, $70, $100 a barrel. And you see how much oil they're doing now because they're having a fight, Russia and Saudi Arabia. They're overproducing. Oil has crashed. So you liars, you made us suffer for no reason, make us pay more money. You became rich. Why? See, this is where I agree with Sanders. Not that I have a problem that you become a billionaire and you sell your product, but when you abuse your product, when you try to hold it and hoard it,
when you're engaged in a cycle of greed.
Yeah.
Where no matter how much you have, you never have enough.
I know. I have no problem that if you work hard, you want to make more money, and you want to live better life, you're entitled to it.
You're entitled to
right.
it.
But if you just torture the rest and take, that is bad. So again, I don't agree with Sanders at all. Now, Eddie, what do you think about and Brumi, what do you think about yesterday's election? I mean, Biden out of nowhere the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing, Heshy?
And Bernie's dead. First of all, I'm happy. I like Bernie, but I hate Bernie because he's whacked.
What I like about Bernie?
They got rid of Buttigieg, Klobuchar, and Elizabeth Warren.
Pocahontas, right?
And they all double crossed their buddy Sanders, and they jumped on board with Biden all of a sudden.
I don't know if they were their buddies, but the votes went to. But you know what, Heshy? No matter what, Donald's going to have a field day with either one of those.
Well, Biden doesn't know his left shoe from his right shoe.
Exactly.
And he's not going to get cover when he's. Excuse me. He may be afraid to debate Donald.
He has no multiple
say it if
choice.
he
But
has
you know,
it.
there's a debate. When is
As we say in Yiddish, he's over a
Right.
bootle.
But you know, Bernie, I saw Bernie had the guts. Listen to this. He went on not CNN, he went on Fox on a town hall meeting on Monday or Sunday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And Bernie was good. Bernie, I mean, they attacked him, the hosts, and the audience was a Bernie crowd, but the hosts were Fox hosts, and these guys really went after Bernie, and Bernie stood his ground. He answered questions. He flubbered a little bit, but really Bernie sounded, even though his ideas were stupid, but he sounded great. He sounded great.
Well, either way, I think Donald's going to dispatch them, and if it's Biden, they're going to find a way of reducing the debates or not having them, because Donald will make mincemeat of it.
Absolutely,
I can't
it's going to be a landslide for.
Well,
I certainly hope
predict
so.
a landslide.
And we want the Congress back too.
That's
Oh,
right.
Donald
I think
send-
slowly but surely the American people are starting to wake up. We're not as dumb as people say we
Well,
are.
I hope no, because those
I
young
hope
people,
so.
those young
The
people
young
are
people are
stupid.
scary. Yeah.
And one more question to both of you. Schumer threatening our Supreme Court judges.
Yeah, two of them, Heshy. Yeah,
The-
and you know what? Donald shouldn't let that go. He should bring that up all the time.
I
Well,
think the Supreme Court ruled that a United States senator can be removed for that.
Wow.
I saw something. I don't remember whether I saw it in an article that was pasted on a Facebook page or something, posted on a Facebook page, but I saw something saying that the Supreme Court ruled that a United States senator could be removed for making a threat against a Supreme Court justice.
Well, it would take time, but either way,
Right.
they might censure him. They might.
I
don't
hope
know.
so.
I hope so. Well, thank God. Maybe we can get rid of him. Eddie, you are wonderful
Thank
you're
you.
smart and wonderful, and thank you for your time.
All right, nice talking to
It's
you
great
guys.
talking
I
to
love
as
you,
well,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, Eddie.
We're going to take another caller right now. Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Boomy, and the Hasidic Rapper.
Hi, Vince here again.
Hello.
How are
Hi,
you?
Vince. How are you, Vince?
Hello,
Fine,
Vince.
fine. I spoke to you last week, and one of the things, I think you're a champion of the people.
Exactly.
I love you.
And it's truth. I mean, you speak your heart, and you're a champion of the people. And I want to talk about the people that are going to suffer with this big 5 cents upon 5 cents upon 5 cents upon 5 cents.
Bring
I
it on.
can't
A man
stand
like
it.
a man
Oh,
like
God.
you, with an audience that you have, you should be screaming from the roof.
Not only was I screaming, when I met with the assemblyman the other day, and I said, it's not a city. I mean, you guys are allowing state to take away our bags. And I was in the supermarket the other day, and I see people buying
You know, it's
bags,
kind of-
and I myself, I don't understand. My wife sends me in, and me and Linda, we were standing there. We went shopping for the holiday, Vince, and we bought a couple of $100. There's no
That's
way
right.
I can bring 40 bags with me.
And Vince, it's crazy. You spend a couple of $100 on shopping, and then you got to spend 50 cents on plastic bags.
And you know what? My wife, the dumbbell girl, which I love her so much after 31 years, I swear to you, now I have an entire closet. She's saving the bags. I said, Linda, please don't do this to me. And she doesn't care. I said, Linda, you're going to have a whole bedroom. I just built an extra room. You're going to make a bedroom of bags. She says, Heshy, I want bags. God kill me. I mean, not God.
Heshy, listen. You know, it's tough to mock a Laban, okay? And they
Certainly.
nickel and dime you to death. And here you have an audience with all these people that they should be clamoring up with your guidance and saying, get rid of this stupid regulation.
Oh, please.
All it does.
That's why I want to get
social
into the
welfare
city.
program.
That's why I want to get into the city council. I want to stop these things. I'm going to filibuster a lot of these laws. Do you know, Vince? And I was listening to the radio yesterday. I don't know if you guys know. There's a singer called by the name of Billy Idol. You ever heard of him?
Sure. Who didn't hear Billy Idol?
You heard of Billy Idol, Vince?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, he's a
I'm another cocker here.
oh, so he's a singer. I don't know, from the 70s or the 80s.
Something like that.
He gets on the radio and he says, my name is Billy Idol. I want you all to stop idling your cars. There's a new law that's coming out. You're going to love this.
Oh, no.
That if you're in your car and your car is on and you're idling, that means you're cold. And you're starting up your car and you're warming it up.
Right.
Or you pull over to the grocery store and you want your wife to run in
You
and
double
out.
park for a minute.
Right. If you're idling your car and not the cop sees you, if your friend or neighbor or somebody sees you idling the car, he can videotape it, send it into the Department of,
You get a ticket?
and not a ticket, a fine, and he gets a piece of the action.
I don't believe what I'm
The
hearing. Where
law's
did this
coming
come
into
from?
right now. The city, and Mr. De Blasio, that idiot, is actually happy about it.
But please,
Wait a minute.
be a champion of the common people.
I am.
Okay.
And I'm telling you now, this is wrong.
And champion, get rid of this big tax.
Heshy will when he'll be in office.
I'm gonna try. I'm telling you, I'm gonna scream. I do talk. I'm a little bit. I'm in competition with my councilman now, and I did call him. By the way, I called my councilman, and I wished him a happy Purim. He didn't return my call, so I texted him. He ended up texting me back.
Nice.
But I tell my clients, when you're fighting with your neighbor, and it's all over, make peace. I had a guy who lives in the East 20s that was fighting with the neighbor for 3 years. And when it came this Purim, I went and drove to his house. And I said, I would like you to go next door and give her a shalach manas, a package. And she went, the wife, this delicious lady, even though she was tortured and punished and money-wise, she went and delivered one next door. I was so proud of her. The husband was screaming. I says, you shut up. This is what you have to do. You have to live next to them for the next 50 years. I know they tortured you, but what do you want to do? I am a champion of the people. I do get upset.
I want you to be, you have good ideas. You focus very well. You articulate very well.
Very well.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you. But me, you're not getting that raise. Get it out of your head.
No, that raise.
Let me explain something. I was on Utrecht Avenue at Key Food on 71st Street, I think it was, the other day.
Okay.
I went over there and I started complaining in a stage whisper concerning the bag tax. And you know what? I got applause from the people waiting in line. I could have been elected city councilman.
You know what? I do now one at a time. The Hasidic rapper knows me because he works for me now a lot more often, and he sees I can only do one at a time. I go to the jail one at a time. You see this Hasidic rapper? He actually
taking care of everything. Whatever
I try my best and my clients, but the point is I do want to do more. Vince, I went
this
to.
This is a common issue.
There's only so much you can do if you're not in office. If you're not in office, what could you do?
But I could fight. I do go do things myself. I do have a nice volunteer staff that I have a lot of people that help me pack boxes. I have a lot of good people at the youth center. I just want you to know, Vince.
This is like, when you champion this, it's tzedakah for the people.
Yeah.
Okay? And they will gather around you.
Vince, just bringing it on right now, you're already raising more and more awareness and championing it right at this moment as we speak.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it, but Vince, thank you. You are right.
Thank you,
and
Vince.
I'm telling you, that is one of my
many.
It's one of my many things. I don't want them to. They're going to make a toll if you drive from uptown to downtown. And again, it's not normal. It's not normal.
One victory at a time, and this is an easy victory.
I'm going to.
Anyway, let me go because other people want to call.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you
very
much.
Vince. Nice talking.
But you know what? He is right. But you know what bothers me more, and I agree with Vince on this, but I had a young man, a beautiful, gorgeous young man, 30-something years old. I'm friendly with the father, since I'm a little boy, since 3 years old. The father's a good man. The young boy was doing real well. He got married. He slipped a little bit on drugs. This heroin with this fentanyl is like dangerous crap.
Fentanyl.
It is like crazy stuff. And what happened was this young boy did it. And he just died the day before the holiday.
Oh, no.
Saturday, matter of fact, it was Friday, and Saturday night I went, I go to mornings, I visit everybody in my neighborhood.
That's the shiva we went to?
That's the shiva we went to.
I went with Heshy.
I take the Hasidic rapper with me. I go house to house. When I hear somebody in the morning, I bring a little food, nothing major, a drink.
Heshy brings a smile.
And was everybody laughing when I was sitting there the morning?
The spirits up.
And I sit there, and this beautiful young boy, father, he just died. And you know what upset me? Because we could have prevented him with more drug centers. We have somebody came to me, Heshy, we have SAFE. I said, we have one drug center for 130,000 people. And I was screaming at the assemblyman when he came out.
But this is another issue that, again, our councilman has been sitting around and hasn't made
and there's money.
Haven't heard a thing.
There is money.
Right.
But forget about the 130,000 people. I'm talking my neighborhood.
Right.
What about Flatbush, deep into Flatbush, the Brighton Beach area? The Russian people, today I had 2 Russian guys there. He says, well, you should be happy you have one. We have nothing. I said, I'm not happy. I'm not happy that you have nothing because you have children on the street. Your kids are getting hurt. Your grown women are getting hurt. unacceptable.
Everybody
but again,
needs
if
to
you
be
don't
helped.
fight hard, right, everybody.
Heshy.
And that's what I try to do. That's why I take in. You see what I take in. I take in as
I
many
know.
people, but I
Heshy,
can
I
only do
know.
so much. Our youth center, where we sit there and I talk to them and I cry with them, and they all make fun of me on the marijuana. I sit there because I take it because I know I've seen the deaths. I go to the funerals, and people say to me, "Stop going." I will not. It bothers me, and maybe I can save one. That's good
Heshy,
enough.
you're a parent. You're a
Yeah.
concerned parent.
Yeah.
That's what makes you one of the people, and that's why you feel that way.
Right.
I want you to believe it or not, notwithstanding the fact that I'm estranged from my daughter, and I have an only daughter. You know that, Heshy.
Yes.
And I am nonetheless a concerned parent. I pray for her every day, and I hope that
Amen.
God watches over her, and that she will one day wake up and want to be a part of her family, a part of her heritage.
She
you know
will.
what I
You
mean?
keep
And that
believing.
God protect her as well
Yeah.
Amen.
from all these.
She will
different
come back.
things.
My son threatened me the other day. You're not going to see your granddaughter anymore. I laughed at him. I said, no problem. You watch how she comes to grandpa, especially when I start throwing the money around. I'm said, you're not getting a penny, my son. Now it's all for her.
A child loves a parent.
She'll come with her without the
She
money.
will
to-
come
to-
back.
to delicious
Everybody wants to have a
grandfather.
great. You're going to say, everybody knows me. She's especially if I get elected.
Well,
Of
me,
course
I
they
know
know.
you. She loves you.
I posted a picture of her on my YouTube and Facebook. I promise you, I got like 100 responses how pretty and gorgeous she was. It just not that she's better than anybody else. It made me feel good. I never had a granddaughter.
She is a doll.
I
She's a
you
booba.
saw that? I
I
love
saw it, and I placed a like on
Yeah,
her
yeah,
as well.
But and I had my nephews and nieces over yesterday, and they were sitting around me, and one of them conned me out of a blue label.
Uncle
I said,
Heshy, oh boy.
one of them, his name is Jason. He conned me out of a blue label. Yeah, he's 20 years old. I said, you're not 21 yet, but I'm in college, and I did so good, and I'm my resume, and he did impress me.
Okay.
And somehow I let him go. I said, but you can't drink it till you're 21. I know he's lying. But I was sitting with my nephews and nieces, and it just makes me feel when the kids are around me, they're grown up. And you know what? I'm one of the lucky
That's the
ones.
nachas, Heshy.
Yeah, but I'm one of the lucky ones out of my. And by the way, everybody, my niece Danielle is in labor right now with my 102nd whatever niece or nephew.
May it be in a mazel dick time,
Amen.
a good time, and a healthy baby.
Come
Thank you. I can't wait. I want it to be a boy, so I get a bris out of it. I don't have to pay for it. his parents have to pay for it. He's from the other. He's not from my side, but that's it. But I want you to know, healthy, happy. If you whatever, how much the struggle you did. Just getting to the point where they're not doing drugs, they're not committing suicide. That should be enough. And you're right. Sometimes, but Boomy, I forget that sometimes. I forget that. I'm ashamed. Yeah, I'm ashamed to tell you.
You have
Sometimes
nothing to be ashamed of.
I
Be
get
happy.
angry with them that they don't kiss my behind enough. I don't need you to do it, Boomy. I don't need Hasidic
Well,
rapper.
I won't do it.
No, but I'm saying, but I gave up my pair of shoes to make sure they had shoes and clothing and those diapers.
I know.
Linda and me slept on the floor to make sure they had a good place to
beds. I know.
You know, my point is they don't appreciate it, and that's what bothers me.
Heshy, I remember your mother sacrificed for you as well.
Well,
I remember your mother.
But I took care of her for 43 years. The last 8 years, I was there every day.
It wasn't 43 years. A lot of those 43 years, she was still taking care of you, Heshy.
Correct.
Heshy, I was there.
I know. You're right. But you know what? A parent that's your responsibility, and you try your best, and you get lucky. And my friend did a good job with his kid. I don't know how he lost him. I don't know how he slipped.
Tragic. It's
tragic. But I want you to know, last year, 78 suicides in my neighborhood. No. We had no help for them. This year already, and we're only in March, in my hospital, and I was there this Saturday. I went to visit.
I don't understand, Heshy. Kalman Yeager doesn't know about this.
He knows.
What is it?
I make sure
is anything going
there's
on?
no money.
Why is he not doing
because
anything about
$160 million went to some organization. $1 million that's supposed to go for the Y is stuck in some kind of tie-up. The $1.5 million that he got to donate to different organizations, I don't know who he gave it to, because I had in my house the head of the Shmir organization.
Isn't he supposed to give a communal accounting as to how the funds are dispersed?
Yeah, I guess he does it to the city, right, but not to us. He gives it to the city council accounting, not to us. I'm sure there's a way with a FOIL request to get it. But again, he can do whatever he wants, and he doesn't care. The head of the Shmir organization, a wonderful organization that protects our neighborhood. But not only that, they do other stuff for the community.
You mean like the Shomrim?
The Shomrim. And I asked Shmir, he says not $1 was given to them. And they have an office. They have I said not $1. So they came to my house, like I gave you a donation of $1,000.
Right.
I donated to them $1,000. Our fund this year, my son and me, we gave out almost $25,000 on Purim. And
Somebody told me you keep a regular Maser fund.
we have a we have
separate
we have a
account or
separate
something, right?
foundation fund. Me and my boy,
Foundation, right.
my son runs it real well, and he's the president of the fund. I'm only
Right.
the signator, and we did it when my mother passed away. We also gave money. We actually try to make a profit with it. My wife is screaming that their market's not doing that good, but we do a profit. We give out. My sons and me all donate to this fund. And we every month we have an $8,800 budget. I'm not bragging. We have different organizations, different schools, special children, weddings, and me and Linda put away a little extra money and we give it away because we know people coming, and the people who need it. My son says some of them lie. Listen to me, I don't care. If they're coming for money, they need food or they need something a little bit better in life. Not everybody has it good in life.
No.
So they want a little bit more, give
Absolutely.
it to them.
Bummy,
Why not? Yes.
Bummy, if your daughter's listening, what do you want to tell her? Maybe she's listening.
I don't think
she's listening.
For 30 seconds.
I'm lucky that Bummy's listening to the show.
You never know. She might listen to the.
Anyway.
Well, I think she already heard enough if she knows.
Well,
You love her. That's it. That's what matters.
I do.
Now, I have a question for you. As you know, I'm going to get to the corona, back to that.
Yes.
I want to talk about Harvey Weinstein. Now,
He deserved what he got.
He does?
Yeah.
23 years.
And I believe the allegations to be true, and I believe that they came out with a fair. I think so. Look,
This is
I
a
may be
lawyer.
wrong.
They say he was supposed to get only 5 years. The
Maybe-
judge gave him 23 years.
What do you mean they're supposed? There are certain sentencing guidelines.
Right.
Again, I'm not a criminal attorney,
Right,
but
right.
if the judge gave him 23 years, it means it was within the judge's authority.
He gave him the max.
He could not. He gave him the max.
He could have given him
less. He
less.
could have maybe had between 5 and 23 or
Right.
something.
It was
like
something
that.
like that.
But maybe he threw the book at him. Yes, but you know something. Assuming he is guilty of those crimes that he had been charged with, and I don't have to enumerate them. You know, I'm not disappointed that the judge did throw the book at him.
So I want to list you some of Harvey Weinstein's accomplishments and charity he's done. How many people he's given away millions and millions in charities, schools, hospitals that he's built, new hospitals that he wanted to build. And I was watching a show that you had Michelle Obama and all the big movie stars getting up there, thanking Brother Weinstein, Uncle Weinstein. I love you, Harvey Weinstein. People, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of famous people, and he only molested the people that didn't become famous. One famous person, Rosie Perez.
I'm not saying that he did, that he did not do a lot of good in this world. There's no question he did good. And to debate in this, whether or not the good counteracts the bad, he's being punished for the bad. There's a good chance that he will certainly get out a lot sooner. There's good behavior. There's a lot of things.
No, when you do a violent crime, you don't get the 2/3 off. That's a problem, I heard. So this is something considered like violent.
How long?
You get only like 15% off of your time. Usually you only have to serve like 1/3. You get 1/3 good behavior, and the other third, I don't know how, like either you serve 2/3 of your time, plus you get 1/3 off, plus you get home confinement, halfway house, so you can get out much earlier.
Right.
But in this particular case, it might be considered a violent crime, and violent crimes do not get.
Again, I'm not a criminal lawyer, but
Yeah.
again, the point that I'm making is that he may have done a lot of good, and that's to his credit. And somehow,
But again, Mr. Lawyer, what's the statute of limitations? How did they break that statute of limitations? They didn't hit it on time because some of these crimes they said happened 10, 15 years ago.
well, it's interesting because right now I'm dealing with somebody, and he was.
We are
accused.
dealing. I am
We are
helping
dealing,
you. Am I
right,
not
correct,
helping
with
you?
somebody you are
Who did you call
definitely-
first for help?
We called Heshy.
That's it. And I came up with some good ideas.
You certainly
You
did.
are
You're
running
right
the
now,
show. That's
and
it.
you're right now, right in the middle of it, Heshy, and you're helping very much. Without you, we don't know what the outcome will be, but we're working very hard on
Right.
it. You're a critical element, Heshy, of
And the
course.
statute of limitations and
The
double
statute
jeopardy.
of limitations, we have double jeopardy. We have a statute of limitations that expired before what happened in Queens.
It wasn't
okay?
violent. It was just a stupid whatever
And this
business.
was not a violent crime. I don't even think it's a crime at all, frankly. As
right.
far as I'm concerned, I look at it very, very differently.
And still they're coming after him.
And
How
still
could
they're
they do
coming
that?
after him.
How could they do that?
It's tragic. Well, what's happening actually is they're saying, I don't know, am I allowed to go into specific details right now? I don't think it's
You don't have to,
appropriate at
right,
this
but
point.
you can still say the idea that they had a right to.
What they're claiming is that they're not going exactly on the subject matter of the crime that was already investigated and done by another jurisdiction. They're going on different specific subject matter.
See, that's my
However,
point.
there is in the original plea agreement, which settled the matter originally, a general clause which provided that any type of an umbrella clause relating to the subject matter in general, with not specifying anyone's, has already been handled and taken care of, and this is all included within the plea.
That's
why I have a problem with this whole thing.
That's my problem with the government.
Right.
If you get charged federally, and then the president would let this guy go,
then they'll go after you.
The state. That's not allowed.
It's not fair. It's just not fair.
But again, these DAs, these judges, they want to build themselves
the whole
up.
Thing makes me sick because the district attorney should be out there prosecuting violent crimes, prosecuting crimes that genuinely hurt people. When you're talking about something that didn't hurt anybody, the people that we're dealing with over here that alleged that they had been victimized had zero equity in anything. They were negative equity. They just took money and they're taking more money, and wherever they can take more money and more money. They have not. Nobody has been harmed. There has been no deficiency against a single individual.
Money lost.
No money lost. On the contrary, they made money, and others came to them and said, "We can find a way. We'll tell you how to make more money."
Just like if you can't pay your taxes, they could take a warrant and put you in jail. Now I'm broke.
Way.
But this is
yeah. If you file taxes and you don't pay your bill, they could get a warrant and put you in jail. Now, I didn't hurt anybody. You're right. I don't have the money. I overspent it. You could put a lien on my property.
That's correct.
Take away my property.
Right.
But to put me in jail?
No.
What about the fentanyl dealers?
It's not fair.
Killing people.
Sometimes, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, let's say they don't have enough to do. Let's say they don't have enough crimes to prosecute right now. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Right.
My God. Thank God. Then there's less crime, so they don't have to go looking and hunting it down. So they'll take it easier for a while until something else comes up important. Kamala
Harris, senator, says, when I was attorney general like Letitia James, she says, every day I'm finding stuff to prosecute companies and this and that.
Oh, she's finding stuff.
Right.
So you got to hunt for it. Find something to do. Find somebody to hurt. Find something. I don't even call this particular matter prosecution. I call it persecution. And I hope to God, that the district attorney will wake up and see it as what it is, and that the public officials involved and stuff like that will raise a big issue here, and that this thing will be justice will be served here, and this thing will be put to sleep.
Amen.
Now, here's my little thing to you.
Yes,
they are closing down New Rochelle due to the coronavirus. They sent the New Rochelle is a town upstate, from one of our suburbs that has the coronavirus, like 100-something people. One guy went around.
Wow.
So what they're doing is they're sending in the National Guard, like in Italy, and they're going to cordon off the area, not let people go to work, destroy the town. I mean, there's a school in Manhattan where a girl was found with the coronavirus. So they closed the school. They sent everybody home. They told them to self-quarantine.
Okay.
Now, I saw the CDC letter. She cannot leave the house, but her family members can interact with her. The family members could leave and go outside.
What are they accomplishing?
I don't know.
In that case?
I don't know. And now in New Rochelle, you're going to surround the town. You're not going to let them eat. You're going to bring them food. Come on, let them self-quarantine. Let them order. But you're bringing in the National Guard because you don't trust them. If somebody's sick, they're going to go to the hospital. If somebody, today they have a new thing. I heard the governor came up that they're able to now test and give you a result within 2 hours. So why isn't everybody?
Why don't they go ahead and do the testing?
That's what I want you to do. You're cordoning off people. You're closing down a whole town, a whole area. You're actually going to bankrupt a lot of these people. Yeah, we'll give you tax breaks, but governor, I believe the governor has coronavirus. You go test. The mayor, I bet you, the mayor meets with people all the time. I want him to test and tell us he doesn't have the coronavirus. And he's not going to do that. You know why? Because he might have it. He might have to cordon it off. And that is crazy that he's doing that. I don't know, my brothers. Some of these people are crazy.
Things are definitely going to extremes. We're losing our liberties left and right. The only person that's standing in the again, is President Trump.
Right.
God bless the man, and God give him strength and health.
But do you know that South Korea that had the coronavirus running rampant, they have it under control now.
Oh, really?
They're saying that it's coming down, that the people are getting better. So there is a way to make this work.
Well, look, this if you have a reasonably strong immune system, a normal immune system, it's not a death sentence. This virus. Right. This is no more, even less than some different types of flus.
Right. If you're 90 years old and you get the flu or pneumonia, you're dead anyway.
That's right. And if you're 90 years old However, you have a healthy immune system. You're healthy. You may not
So
die.
you're telling me
You
if
may-
I
you know,
get the
this is-
coronavirus, I won't die?
No, it is not a death sentence.
Wow.
Absolutely
I'll just
not.
have to self-quarantine.
You'll
and then
quarantine until you sweat it
And-
out.
right,
whatever
and you're
you
gonna
have to
take your
do. You'll
aspirins and
drink, you'll
medicines.
take your aspirin,
Right.
medicine like you take.
Why is
any other
everybody so
flu.
nervous?
Because it's still sick.
It affects people, again, that what do you call it, that have compromised immune systems, and it affects
Oh.
elderly because they're naturally somewhat compromised their
That
immune
makes
system by
sense. That
virtue
makes
of their
sense.
age. However, that's the same thing with all other flus
Right,
as well.
right. Underlying
You see,
underlying problems,
that's
blood pressure,
why
food poisoning.
if all of this had not been blown up to the extent that it did by the media,
Right.
then the entire economy wouldn't be on the right on the fritz of collapse.
Can you
And
believe
all this
it?
wouldn't be happening now because we had the only reason, by the way, we haven't collapsed yet is because we are working on a strong economy as it is.
Right.
Trump has strengthened the economy, has been able to supposedly, or not supposedly, till now it's been able to hold its own and to
Right.
survive.
With
this.
all this craziness, we're still ahead of the game.
We're still ahead of the game,
Wow.
considering.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll
Well-
get past this as well.
And I'm going to tell you something else. You know HIV, right?
Yes.
When you get HIV, you're dead.
No,
I know.
Not
I know.
anymore.
Not anymore. And by the way, I was reading again another article. There was a second man, listen to this, cured of HIV virus. He was actually cured of it. Now they're saying not everybody, there's different types or variances of HIV.
very strange.
It's
of
very
course.
strange, but they're saying they were able to cure a second HIV guy. So we are working on it. You're right, it took time, and HIV is a bad thing.
Yes.
But again, this corona thing,
We will.
I'm
we
told
will,
it
we will
goes away
find
in
a
the warm
cure.
weather.
I'm not sure about that. I've heard about it also.
Right.
But there's definitely, first of all, Israel is already right on the verge of a break.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. I
And
really hope that they
I've
come
been
through.
reading it all over, and of course the Israelis are on the on the cusp of everything that goes on in terms of technology and medical breakthroughs. So between the United States and between
the United
Israel,
States and Israel.
we will definitely beat this thing.
Israel has 91 cases, but you know what Israel tells everybody? Come into the country, but you have to self-quarantine for 14 days. I'm not going to cordon you off. I'm not going to lock you up. If
I
you
can
have no
understand
place
it.
to do it, go away. They send you back,
Right.
but they're not going to put you up or lock you up.
Big
Now,
Trump.
I have a question for you. If you're in jail, okay, and you know jail has all these people, not one person. You know they want to get rid of all this mass, stadiums, baseball games. You want to play to empty state. Is that normal? Now you're talking about people in jails where there are thousands of inmates, hundreds of inmates in different blocks. One of them gets it, everybody's dead.
Everybody.
You're
gets
not
it.
worried about. You're not worried about
Everybody gets
them.
it.
You're not worried about the people in jail. I mean, come on. You just maybe just put the coronavirus in there, and we solve the problem. We don't have to house the jail people anymore, right? I know it's stupid. Stupid.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Mass canceling crowds.
The flights are getting canceled
I know.
by big.
So
and why are people still going on
Nah,
cruise
I got
ships? Didn't they figure out that the coronavirus
Very good. Why are people going on? I hated cruise ships before.
is scary?
I know.
You know,
the
I've never
waters.
been on a cruise, and I'm dreaming about it. My mother was on the Love Boat twice, since my father had passed away, and she was on the Love Boat once with my father years earlier. And I've always wanted to go on.
You
a
never
cruise.
went on a cruise?
I've never been on a
It
cruise.
looks like fun, but it's scary.
My wife makes me
It's
crazy
the
about it.
dream of going on the Love
You know,
Boat.
So I want you to know my boys went on cruises. My in-laws go on cruises. My wife's sisters go on cruises. Me and Linda, we flew down to Florida when the boys were little.
Okay.
And as a joke, I said, Linda, let's take a cruise. So I got on this 1-day cruise from Miami to Nassau and back.
Oh, 1-day cruise, okay, but I'm talking about a real cruise
So
for
I
several
tried
days.
it and I got sick.
All right.
I
Oh, you
was-
did?
Yeah, I was throwing up the boat. And
Oh.
they
Wait
were
a
making
minute,
fun
was
of me.
this a regular full
It
cruise
was a
ship?
regular boat.
My mother told me, you get on the Love Boat, you're like, it's unbelievable. You're on a Princess Cruise. This is a city, a self-sustaining city.
That's what
Every
I heard.
person is
with
different. Every
everything,
person is
with
different.
restaurants and
Right.
with pools all over, and with theaters,
Right.
and with
Shows
shows
and games and right.
pool halls.
Not one
and
restaurant.
everything,
Oh,
all of them,
right.
and stores. And it is a self-sustaining city.
So I did
It's
it.
unbelievable.
I
You don't
did
even
it-
know you're on a ship half the time.
I did it about
Inside.
25, 28 years ago. And since then,
Never.
I just never, I can't, I go on a motorboat. I'll go on a little yacht, but I'm for a couple hours, but I will never do the cruise. Now, everybody makes fun of me. I can't do
No.
it. I don't know what you want to do about it. And it's not expensive, by the way. It's pretty cheap.
Oh,
to
yeah.
go on a
Especially
cruise.
now.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
just cost you your life.
what they're
It's
saying.
not your life.
this-
Stop doing it. You're doing it. The media is
What
doing.
they're saying.
I was joking. I was
Not
joking. I was
life.
joking.
What they're saying is when the boats are coming in, they're expecting another one April 9th or something, that they're going to either send the people directly to a local hospital or home, or they go. If you don't have a place in New York City, then you're going to be sent to a local
Well,
hospital.
I have a different thought. Why don't, as the boats come into dock, why don't they have it set up so that they can do immediate testing?
before everybody
If they
goes
can make,
on?
if they can make
before
it,
everybody goes
before
on,
they go on,
check
maybe
them.
before they come on. If it's a 2-hour thing, why not within a 24-hour period can it be arranged so that
That's
everybody
great.
goes through
Heshy, you're going to be in
testing?
office. You arrange it.
Well, that's New York City, but I agree that you're 100% right. When they come off the boat, not with 30 or 40, test the 4,000 or 3,000
Yeah,
people on it.
do a test.
It costs
Have it
money,
rated.
but they say the lives you're going to save
That's right.
is worth it, and make the people pay for it who go on the cruise.
Yeah.
What could it cost? 20, 30, 100
Whatever it
bucks.
is, a
Let
couple
them
of
open.
bucks more. They're
And
going
it's
on
for
the
your
cruise,
own
so that-
protection.
Yes,
That's right. That's right.
absolutely.
Well, now here we're going to go to one of my pet
Pet
peeves.
projects.
Yes. There was a principal in a Jewish school. He was arrested for hitting an autistic kid with a door. He says,
Wait, with a door.
now
Can
there.
you explain that? You mean he
but
slammed the door on an autistic
I
kid?
don't understand it completely. So the mother is suing the school. The police came to arrest the principal. He was put on some kind of leave. He claims that the kid ran into the door. Remember, it's an autistic child.
Right.
So they're saying on a video they saw that the principal either pushed him or hit him with the door,
they saw the
slammed it.
video.
Now remember, this is an autistic child that has issues in beforehand.
Can't hit him.
And so it's not like a regular kid that's, don't get me wrong, you don't hit autistic children.
You don't slam a
You
door
don't
on
slam, and
anybody.
you don't slam a door on anybody. So they went and arrested this guy that he has to prove. The principal says the guy ran into the place. First thing they do is arrest. Then they charge him. Now the mother says, of course, with the lawsuit, he has headaches. He can't think. He's not attentive anymore.
He wasn't beforehand.
He was
That's besides,
autistic, right? What
are you
kind of
talking
story are you
about?
saying? But
It
of
is
course,
autistic.
but of course, she knows that she has a way to make a lot of money. And this poor
She
man,
has the right.
but this poor principal, listen to me, it's innocent to proven guilty. Well, me
But
and
this
my
video, you said this
a
video.
video of the kid running into the door, maybe being pushed into the door. They're
What
not
do you mean?
sure.
Pushed or they're not sure?
I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Let's pick a caller before we end the show. Hello, you on the air with Bumi Heshy, the Hasidic
For the
rapper.
rapper.
Hi there, this is Etty.
We miss you so much, Etty.
Etty.
Thank you, Bummy.
Bumi tried to do your lines. They
I'm
took
so
me-
sorry, Etty. I
Yeah, we
screwed it up.
couldn't do
I'm
it.
sorry.
I tried. I finally got you trained, Etty. Now Bumi messed up.
I'm sorry. Only
We
you
gotta
can do
work
it,
on
Etty.
it. Oh, thank
Etty, we
you, Bummy.
need you.
So what's going on there?
Etty,
You know,
we're
talking
talking
politics.
about your most important subject of Corona. We actually had guests, callers, and we actually spoke a lot about it.
Plastic
You would have been
bags,
proud because Etty screamed at me a couple
cruise
weeks ago.
ships.
Etty screamed at me, "Why aren't you talking about the Corona?"
No, you have to listen to your co-host.
Yes.
She's just as bright
There
as
you
you
go.
are, and you have to listen to her.
Bummy
Your
knows.
team. This is the
Bummy
team.
knows.
Wow, Bumi, you are kissing her behind.
That I don't mind doing.
Wow,
Your
Etty,
wife is listening.
wow, Etty, look, you beat me, Etty. How is
Yeah,
I
I
heard
tell
you went
you.
to pick up your kids. Did they come home
I
okay?
did. I'm back home with my children, safe and sound. They
Nice.
came back from Israel before
Ooh,
all
wow.
the flights are canceled. I
Right,
brought
right.
them back.
Happy Neve, guys.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
That's my
I-
alma mater.
I'm jealous of you, Etty, because my boy
Hmm?
doesn't want to come home.
Well, you got to probably go there and forcibly take him to the airport and put him on a
I
plane.
tried, but he's 20 years old.
Why is he really safer over here than he is over there?
But
The
at least
virus
he's
is
home
over.
with our house, and I was in his
Okay, I
school.
understand what you're
Dirty,
saying.
No, but
garbage. You know,
feel-
Etty, it's filthy in
Yes.
those yeshivas. You're right. The kids,
Oh
they
my
don't know
God.
how to
Is
keep the
that-
place clean. I promise you, when I flushed the toilet there, I was able to hot water.
Oh my God in heaven.
Wait a minute. When I was there at the Neve Resort Hotel Country Club and Rehabilitation Center, everything was nice and clean back then.
I know. I asked my son, I said, I see
Things have
garbage
changed.
piled up to my head. He
Oh my
says,
God.
yeah,
Yep.
the maid quit. I said, that's why we don't take out the garbage? I mean, garbage all over the floor, clothing on the floor. Wow, they have
Oh,
answers.
God.
But Etty,
Yes, yes.
we missed you this week. We can't wait to
Thank
get you
you.
back next week.
Good. You better take care of your throat and your rib situation over there.
I love you. The rib hurts, the throat, only because we were singing. Me and the Hasidic rapper
We're singing.
dancing all night.
Ah.
Yeah, we
At a
had
wedding.
nice.
and we had a
beautiful
wedding. Yeah,
wedding,
we had a good time.
Were you
Well,
singing or screaming, Heshy?
Screaming. They made us scream.
Well,
We were screaming and
and
yelling
Linda
and
was
shouting.
screaming at me, "Stop giving money!" And I'm screaming back at her, "Linda, give me more." Anyways, it was a wonderful show. Everybody, thank you for
Thank you,
listening to our
everybody.
show.
Thank you, Ati.
Thank you, Dimitri,
Thank
for
you.
helping us out.
See you
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Everybody,
week.
tune in. I hope you like our show.
Bye.
Eddie, thank you for
Bye,
calling
Eddie.
into the show. Vince, Ellie, I forgot to give you a shout out to my beautiful Mira Nava that my kids threatened me. I can't wait to see all you guys next week. Boomy, I love you.
Thank you.